Okay, so let's unpack this. We have just a fascinating stack of sources today.
We really do.
And they're all trying to solve the same, fundamental human puzzle. What is it that truly defines and creates value and connection and success?
What's so interesting to me here isn't just the question, but the sources themselves. I mean, they couldn't be more different. We're going from, very structured scientific papers on things like conscientiousness, neurology, and then jumping all the way over to philosophical texts, dating experts.
And even, and this is the really unconventional one, the explicit business practices of highly successful sex workers.
Exactly. So the landscape is huge.
It is. It covers professional, romantic, personal, everything. But our mission for this deep dive is to sort of zoom out and see if there's a unified theory here. How do you establish your own value so clearly that other people just get it instinctively?
And the patterns are, they're shockingly consistent and often, really counterintuitive.
Yeah.
They all seem to suggest that success on the outside and deep connection, it almost all flows from this internal self-mastery, from having and enforcing really clear standards.
Which is why I think we have to start where value is priced with just brutal honesty.
In a literal market.
Exactly. Which brings us to our first section. We're going to look at professional intimacy, because the source is treated as a pure market. It's stripped of all the social stuff, and that gives us this brutal clarity on what people actually crave.
And the core lesson here, it really starts with one word: consequence.
Consequence.
Yeah. The successful escorts, the real pros, they understand that their actions, and just as importantly, their inactions, have literal, immediate business consequences.
That's the key, isn't it? The immediacy. That's what so many of us miss in our own relationships. There's no immediate consequence if you're lazy or disrespectful.
Not at all. But here, if you're cold, if you're unprepared, the client just leaves. They have options. And that loss is felt right away. It forces this mutual clarity.
So what about the high end of that market? The ones charging, $1,500, $2,000 an hour?
Well, their business model is totally different. It's not about volume. They're taking on way fewer clients. Maybe like 17 consistent regulars compared to 250 one-offs for someone else.
So it's not just about being exclusive, it's a different service.
It's a totally different focus. It's all about providing a superior, sustained quality of experience. And that leads to, much higher client lifetime value, more consistency. It's just a better business.
They're selling a connection, not just a service.
Exactly. And if you look at what those clients are actually buying, it's this profound emotional craving.
Right.
The sources point out that a lot of these men are, loyal, hardworking, often they're religious family men.
So what are they looking for?
They are paying for something that is just invisible in the daily lives. It's the craving to feel wanted, to feel seen, to be touched without any expectation.
Just to be able to relax into their masculine energy.
Yes. But the thing that allows the professional to maintain that high value, that premium price, is the boundary.
The boundary has to be crystal clear.
Absolutely critical.
Yeah.
No real names, limited contacts outside of the appointment. They're very, very clear. This is a job. It's about satisfying the client's desires, providing novelty, being agreeable. But it is fundamentally not real.
And that protects both of them. It stops things from blurring.
It does. And that clear, enforceable boundary is exactly what we need to carry over into this next part. Because the same principles that let someone operate at $2,000 an hour,
They're the same ones that build value everywhere else in your life.
exactly. It all comes down to this idea of a quiet authority.
And the bedrock of that is discipline.
Discipline.
Right.
And it's not just about, waking up early. It's the signal that you are in possession of yourself.
That you're in command of your own life.
Yeah. When you follow through, when you manage your commitments, it signals capability, dependability.
Yeah.
They unconsciously register that consistency, and they find it powerfully attractive.
And that consistency is what allows you to set boundaries. Which one source called, and I love this phrase, the magnetic no.
The magnetic no. It's so good.
Because we're taught to be agreeable.
Yeah.
Right? Say yes to everything. But if you're always available, you're signaling that your time, your attention doesn't have much value.
You just become a resource for other people to use up.
Exactly.
But when you say no to things that drain you or that compromise your standards, even if it looks like a good opportunity on paper, you are signaling this radical self-respect.
And people respect that. They respect people with standards. It makes your yes, when you finally give it, so much more powerful.
So much more magnetic.
And this translates directly into presence, into calm. High value isn't always about what you say. It's often about how you listen.
Oh, 100%. The real value is in actually listening and then remembering the little details weeks later.
Like asking about a specific book they mentioned or a job interview.
Yes, it makes the other person feel uniquely seen. That kind of focused, disciplined attention it's profound.
And the physical side of that is calmness. The sources talk about being the eye of the storm.
I like that.
When everyone around you is anxious or rushing,
Yeah.
you slow down. Slow down your walk, your speech. That energy makes people lean in towards you. You become a grounding force.
And your appearance communicates all of this non-verbally, too.
How so?
Well, being put together, and this isn't about having expensive clothes, it's just about, clean, well-fitted clothes, shoes that are maintained. It signals self-respect. It suggests you hold high standards in every part of your life.
That's a fascinating point because one source mentioned this can actually lead to being approached less.
Right. Because people subconsciously read that high standard as super expensive or, demanding. It raises the perceived...
We really need to clear up this misconception about manifestation.
Oh, yeah. It's not about things just magically falling out of the sky because you thought about them.
Not at all. The sources are clear. Manifestation is converting a belief into dedicated action.
It's hard work. It's dedication, consistency. You can have a vision board, sure, but true manifestation is then immediately setting action steps and working on them every single day.
The vision is worthless without the discipline to act on it.
The action is the proof.
So let's look at what happens when these principles, discipline, consequence, standards, when they break down, especially in long-term relationships.
This is where we see relationship decay. We see all these misread signals.
And the sources say this often happens because of a consequence gap.
Yeah, people get comfortable. They get, the polite word is lazy. But the failure often falls on the person, and it's usually the man who's trying to be the nice guy.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, he fails to set any clear enforcement consequences. He might stay in a relationship where there's no sex, no passion, no intimacy, but he still pays all the bills.
He maintains the lifestyle, provides the comfort.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what does his partner learn from that inaction?
That she can keep giving less and less, and he'll stay right where he is.
His lack of consequence teaches her that neglect is acceptable. It actually erodes his value in her eyes. It speeds up the decay.
And this is made worse by a real physiological difference, isn't it?
A huge one. For men, the sex drive is often this visceral, constant thing, this I gotta get it feeling.
Whereas for women, it's generally not felt with that same urgency all the time.
Right. And that biological reality makes it easier, in a way, for her to withhold that attention and for him to just endure it, hoping it gets better. But it rarely does without a real consequence.
And outside of marriage, in the dating world, it's just a minefield of these mistakes.
Oh, absolutely. A huge one is overgiving. If you feel like you have to overgive, overdo, overexplain yourself.
The other person will always do less.
Always. And oversharing. It's such a common mistake when you like someone. You just flood them with all this unearned intimacy.
You dump all your data on the first date.
Yeah. And trying to over-pursue or use compliments to, persuade a man into a relationship.
Just kills your value. It comes across as desperate.
It does. You can't convince a man to want something he doesn't fundamentally desire. If he doesn't see commitment as valuable, no amount of rushing him is going to change his mind.
Which leads to this powerful analogy the sources used. The broken watch.
The broken watch analogy is so good.
Explain that.
Well, think about a watch that's stopped. This is twice a day, right? So let's say it was perfect at noon yesterday. It's frozen now.
Okay.
A lot of people stay in broken relationships or broken careers even because they are fixated on that one moment when it was right.
On the potential. On where to go.
Exactly. They're remembering it was perfect at noon instead of tuning into the misery and the stagnation that they are feeling right now. They're prioritizing potential over their present reality, and that guarantees they stay stuck.
Wow. Okay, let's shift a bit. Let's go deeper into the dynamics that actually create connection and success. Moving into some more esoteric territory here.
We're looking at some tantric texts, which frame attraction not just psychologically, but energetically.
The core idea here is that feminine energy is the fuel for masculine success.
Right. And that without it, true wealth creation, meaning creation that serves life, not just ego, is almost impossible. This energy is magnetic to purity, to high standards.
Can Can you break down the jargon a bit? The golden light and silver light?
Sure. It's a metaphor, really. The practice involves merging the golden light, which represents masculine structure, clarity, purpose, with the silver light, which is the feminine life force, magnetism, flow.
And merging them is what materializes desires.
That's the idea. It's about aligning your purpose with your emotional and energetic power.
And how does this connect to modern biology?
Well, physiologically, attraction is also dynamic. The sources note how a woman's preferences actually shift with her cycle.
Okay.
Near ovulation, high fertility, she'll lean more towards men who signal, primal masculine dominance, deep voice, strong presence. But that preference changes a lot during her lower fertility phases.
And what about from the man's perspective? What attracts him?
Direction, authentic feedback. The sources are very specific about this. No fake orgasms.
Why is that so important?
Because men are wired to want to know how to please their partner. Faking it robs him of feedback and satisfaction. It is. And beyond that, they're attracted to women who signal self-respect by not being in a rush to escalate things sexually. It signals commitment.
So if we zoom out one last time, all of this, discipline, standards, clarity, it connects directly to broader success traits.
It does. It connects to conscientiousness.
Organization, diligence, being goal-driven.
All of it. And statistically, these are traits found more often, on average, in wealthier, more successful individuals.
One source made a pretty bold argument here.
A very bold one, that increasing intelligence and conscientiousness is the single biggest leverage point for solving not just personal problems, but societal ones.
And that lower intelligence correlates with profound bias.
Yeah, it links right back. You need that rigorous, rational thought to generate high value in a complex world. If you're a clear, organized, conscientious thinker, you're just far less likely to make self-destructive choices.
It all comes back to that quiet authority.
Built on that consistent internal discipline.
So what's the takeaway here for you, the listener?
I think whether you're trying to build better relationships or build wealth or just, have more integrity, the sources all point to the same place.
To internal strength.
Yeah, discipline, high standards, honest self-assessment, and being willing to take consistent action instead of just waiting for things to change.
The real measure of your value is your internal consistency. That's what creates external results.
It is.
And that leads us to our final thought. So much of our modern struggle is us fighting against our own evolutionary programming, right? The instincts that served us in the past, like avoiding effort, eating high-calorie food, wanting instant gratification.
Now they hold us back.
They hold us back. So if the biggest leverage point we have for improving our lives and our society is intelligence and conscientiousness, it raises a really important question. How much of our time should we stop spending on our immediate, emotional, instinctual responses and instead invest in the deep, rational, disciplined work that's actually required to thrive in this complex modern world?